PR6 is my favorite problem in the chapter. I did assign it for homework, and but yeah, the setup of the problem is the whole thing, and then it's not so bad. But it's great practice for your deferred annuities. And this is the sort of business problem that you might actually have to do at some point. So Stacy planted a new vineyard. She leases the land for $30,000 a year. You're her accountant. She wants you to determine the present value, or what's the value of her operation. So to do this, you're going to use the various cash flows and discount them back to the present. So she gives you all this information. No grapes for the first 5 years, and then she's got sales projections for years 6 through 10, and so forth throughout the problem. So the first thing you want to do is read through the whole problem, and then you have to sort it out and maybe get all the pertinent information in readable form. So I kind of tend to gather the data. She wants you to figure out the value of her business. The interest rate to use is 6%. The lease per year is $30,000. That would be a yearly cost. And then you've got the various projected production. So sales 6 through 10, sales years 11 through 30. And then it's kind of downhill after that each year. And so these are the annual sales each year. So right there you're thinking annuity, okay? And then the costs, years 1 through 5 would be $9,000 a year. And if you go back, it says what that was. Pruning, fertilizing, and caring for the vineyard would be $9,000 the first 5 years. And then they would rise to $12,000 for the other years. Okay, so, and it says assume everything's happens at the end of each year. So we're not having to do an annuity due. Okay, that's the good news. All right, so the way to set this up is you set it up with the information she's given. The first 5 years, there's no revenues. And so you put down the anticipated revenue per year for years 6 through 10, 11 through 30, 31 through 40. Then, what are the constants on this? Well, the cash outflows. The lease is going to be $30,000 for the entire duration, but the pruning, fertilizing, and maintenance, it's $9,000 for the first 5 years, and then $12,000 per year thereafter. So based on this, you can come up with the projected cash flows for the first 5 years would be $39,000 per negative $39,000 per year. So you had 0 coming in, 39 going out. So that's the undiscounted per year, $39,000 negative cash flow. Years 6 through 10, it ends up you've got a positive cash flow of $18,000 for each of those years, $68,000 for those years per year, and then it dwindles down to 38. Okay, so you get the net projected annual cash flow, negative 39, 18, 68, 38. Then it's a matter of discounting it back to the future. So for the first 5 years, that's really not a big problem because the number of periods is 5, the interest rate is 6%. We know we're dealing with the present value of an ordinary annuity. We get the factor, and we are done. Not a pretty sight, but that would be the present value of the cash flows for the first 5 years. Okay, that's the $39,000 per year discounted back to the present. Now, things get a little happier here. For the next years, what is it? Get this right. Years 6 through 10, right? Now, the tricky part here is you only want years 6 through 10. You don't want the years 1 through 5. You've already done that. So to get 6 through 10, you take the factor for 10 years less the factor for the 5 years. And that gives you the factor for those years 6 through 10, okay? So this is the present value here. You follow that same thought process for the others when you get to the next years, the years 11 through 30, okay? So you're going to take the factor here for 30 years, okay? You're going to take away the factor of the years that have happened already, that you've done already, and then you multiply it out, and you get the present value of those cash flows. Same procedure here. Now you're up to 40, so you would take the present value of an ordinary annuity factor for 40 years, minus the one that you just did for 30, and that gives you the appropriate factor to multiply by. And so then when you add all of those up, you get the present value of the vineyard. It's got the negative cash flows for the first 5 years. These are the discounted cash flows for the other years. And so that would be the least that she should accept if somebody wanted to buy her vineyard. Okay, that's the problem.